here on this slide, I'm going to define the circles for you now. There is also a video I have kept for you, which will be helpful for understanding circles. So circle is the most simplest conic section, girls, that you will be doing. In circle, you have a center, which is very important, and a radius, which is the length of the segment from the point. So if I draw a very simple circle here for you, can you see what I'm drawing? Can you see the center? So if I have the center of the circle as h comma k and any point on the circle that I'm using as x comma y, and I join these 2 points, then what I get is the radius. Okay, so this is the definition of a circle. It is at an equidistant or the same distance from the fixed point, which is the circle here. Okay, so this circle has the center C, coordinates are h comma k, any point P, x comma y. If we move this point, the shape or the set of points that we get, the path that we get is called the circle. Now, any segment with endpoints at the center and the point on the circle is the radius. What does that mean? So if you have the center and you have another point and you join them, what you get is the radius. Now, I want you to watch carefully the video. Tell me, can you see it? Can you see the center point C, red dot? And then the other point P, it's moving. And can you see the blue path? So the point takes, the P point takes the blue path, which is in the shape of a circle. So the point can move, and the point has the condition that it is at an equal distance or equidistant from the center. So this shape circle is how a circle looks like. Okay, so this is the definition. Now there is more in circles that we will do. So this is a shorter lesson, as I told you. Just we have 2 formula sheets. So one by one, I will give you the equation. So remember, the center is denoted by the coordinates h comma k. Small r denotes your radius. And we are connecting this to any point x comma y on the boundary of the circle. Okay, so this is how it comes about. And then we calculate the distance. I will give you the standard formula. Just write in your notebook this red box. This red box contains the formula for the equation of the circle. This is the standard form where the center is denoted by h comma k and radius r. We'll be using this equation to solve the questions. I'll give you 2 minutes to copy this before we go to the question. One of you can take a screenshot and put it in the chat. When I put a star, you know it's going to be important and coming for your exams. Yeah, so who's taking the screenshots? Zara, Asma, Al Hanoof, 2-3 girls can take it for the important things in the presentation that I'm giving you, like this formula. Okay. Okay. Now that you've written this formula in your notebook, let's go to the question. The first question is very simple.
Miss, 1 minute.
Who's still writing?
Miss, 2 minutes are still going.
You have to write the red box, okay? Not everything.
Okay.
Okay, I hope now everybody has finished. Can we move to the question? Okay, now before we go to the first question for today, there is one small information I want to give you. So as I told you, there are only two equations or two formulas in this lesson. The first one you just wrote, the red box, which gave you x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square equal to 0. Now here, the center was h comma k. It can be any point. For example, it can be 2 comma 3, minus 3 comma 4, like that. Okay. Now tell me, in this equation, the first equation that you just now wrote in your notebooks, I change the center to 0 comma 0, the origin. How will the equation change? Anybody? If I change the center to 0 0, origin, how will this equation change? The first one. Can I say I will put h as 0 and k as 0 in this equation? So it will reduce to, yes, it will reduce to this form, x square plus y square equal to r square. And that brings us to the second equation for this lesson. So in this lesson, we only have these two equations, which are the equations of circles in standard form. So first one you already wrote. I want you to write the second one also. I'll again give you 2 minutes for that. Once you finish, let me know so that we can start with example one. And maybe few of you can take a picture, screenshot of this slide and put in the chat for the girls who are absent so that later they can write it and make the notes. Okay, have you written? Everybody wrote the second equation also?
Yes.
Okay, now I want you to quickly remember when you are going to use first, when you are going to use second. So you will use the first equation if the center is not 0 0. Means it can be any point, 2, 3, 4, minus 2, like that. Any other point except the origin. And you are going to use the second one only in the case when the center is 0 comma 0. That's the only difference. Except that, remaining things are the same. Okay, so let's now go to the first question. I want a reader who will read for us the question. And while she's going to read us, we will highlight the important information. Raise your hand. Who wants to read? I hope you know that there's an option to raise your hand, right, in the chat. So let's see. It's like this. You raise your hand. You have that option. See, I did it for you. So who wants to read? Who has good internet? Who can see the screen? Alia Bakit, you'll read for us? Okay, Mariam Abdullah wants to read. Wonderful. Mariam, read example one, the question.
Appliances plus more offers free delivery within 35 kilometers of the store. The Abu Dhabi store is located 100 kilometers north and 45 kilometers east of the corporate office. Write an equation to represent the delivery boundary of the Abu Dhabi store if the origin of the coordinate system is the corporate office.
Wonderful. So I want you to observe what are the important information. So one is this one. What other important number is given? Anybody?
100 kilometers.
100 kilometer. And do you notice direction also given? So direction is very important in this question. Let's underline the direction also. Now, what is happening? We want to write first the equation to represent the delivery boundary of the Abu Dhabi store. So if you see, there are two places. One is the Abu Dhabi store, the new one which we are opening, and then there is a corporate office. So what condition is given? The origin of the coordinate system is the corporate office. So can I say the corporate office is located at 00? Everybody understands this?
Yes.
Yes. Condition
Yes.
is given that the origin of the coordinate system is corporate office 00. Wonderful. Now we want to know about the direction also, northeast. So anyone here, I'm sure in physics you have done the direction diagram. You all know this? Or do you want me to
Yes,
draw?
ma'am.
Yes. So north is up, right? Let me minimize the skin one. Can you see this? The direction diagram I put for you. North is up,
Yes.
south is down, west is left, east is right. Everybody knows this, right? Using this direction diagram, now we are going to plot on our coordinate axis. You can all see, I think, this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, all of these points. See, our goal is to get the center of the circle, right? If we know the center h comma k, can we write the equation? You already wrote, right, in your notebook, this equation?
Yes.
This is the standard form of the circle. So to write this equation, I need two things. I need the center and I need the radius. Radius is given, see, in the first line, if you read, application plus more offers free delivery within 35 kilometers. That means it's like, just to give you an example, if somebody lives in Jumeirah, okay, and he or she wants to order groceries. Now there is a condition. The grocery partner will deliver within 35 kilometers. So can I say if you draw a big circle from your house within 35 kilometers, you know that's the delivery area? Do you get me? Yes or no? Is this clear?
Yes.
So the radius of the circle for the delivery would be 35 kilometers because it's clearly mentioned in the first line of the question that the free delivery applies within 35 kilometers. So if it is like 40 kilometers, they will charge you. It won't be a free delivery, correct? Okay, so this is the radius. I already know. Now I need to get the center. So for the center, I will use this information, the direction. So can I say if I start from the origin, look here carefully now the picture, the graph is going to move. I will mark the direction. Is this okay? The red dot? It's the corporate office. I already told you it's at origin, 00, right?
Yes.
So which direction should we go for north? Up, down, left, right. Up. How many? 100. So can you see the blue arrow points to 100?
Yes.
We go up. Now which direction? East. It should be left or right? Tell me.
Right. It will be 45.
Right. Very good. So 45 kilometers right. So have we reached the store? The blue dot?
Yes.
So can I say this is the location of my Abu Dhabi store? Get it or
Yes.
no? Right? Now I want you to give me H comma K. This is the center for the Abu Dhabi store, right? Now I want to know my H and K. Can I say H corresponds to the X coordinate?
Yes.
So how much is X coordinate for this?
45.
Very good. So can I say H is 45? Very nice.
Yes.
How about K?
It will be 100.
Excellent. Have we got the center? Have we got the radius?
Yes.
So now what is the last step? You need to
Substitute.
write equation. Very good. So let's plug in. Let's substitute. In place of H, I'm going to put 45. In place of K, I'm going to put 100. And R is already 35. So can I say this is the final answer? Easy?
Yes, but Miss, which one of the words that indicates that 35 kilometer is the radius?
I just explained you. Read the first line. This store, which is open, the name is Appliances Plus More, offers free delivery within 35 kilometers. So it's like, Huda, you are asking, right? If I'm not wrong, I can't see you.
Yes, me.
So Huda, what I'm saying is that it is given that it is within 35 kilometers. Means it's like if your house is, say, as I was giving you the example, Jumeirah, okay? So starting from Jumeirah being the center of the location, from your house within a radius of 35 kilometers. The circle, if you make, then the delivery is free. Do you understand?
Yes.
That's why the radius is 35 kilometers, because within that radius, within that circle, the delivery is free. If the house is outside 35 kilometers, say 40 kilometers, 45, more than 35, it's going to be chargeable. Okay?
Okay.
So this is the first question. If you want to take a picture, you can, for the ones who are absent. And then we move to this one. Okay, would you like to try one question yourself right now? Should I give you like 3 minutes? Do it now. Try this. Same kind of a question, only the direction is different. Let me highlight the numbers. So you can now take some time, do it, and then put your answers in the chat, okay? Make the direction diagram, that will help you.
Miss, here the radius will be 30?
Yes, correct. There's no other number, right? Very simple. If you will, once we finish this lesson, you will be agreeing with me when I say that this is the easiest conic section. After this, all difficult ones will come, like ellipses, hyperbola, and all of that. And we've just finished parabola in class, right? This is the easiest one. So we have 17 girls. Just a quick reminder, I hope all 17 of you put your names in the chat for the attendance. I will take it once the class ends. If you finish your answer, put your answer in the chat. 2 more minutes.
Miss?
Yes?
Miss, about 3 kilometers west. So it will be positive in the equation, or it will be negative?
First, you make your direction diagram, then decide. Definitely, you are on the negative x-axis, right?
Yes. So it
Yeah,
will be
so
positive.
take the negative sign, yes. Sign will be negative. When you put it in the equation, it will give you positive, right?
Yes.
Time to discuss. So you can do one more thing, girl. Like if you're solving in your notebook, you can solve it in the notebook, take a picture and put on the chat so that I can check for you, whichever is comfortable. So over the chat, I'm waiting for answers. Khadija, Hashmia, did you finish? Very, very easy actually.
Yes,
Just
Miss,
very
I'm
similar.
done. I will
Okay.
send the picture, but I'm not sure about the graph if I draw it correctly or not.
Actually, the graph is not asked. Only the equation is asked, right?
Oh, okay, Miss, so I'm gonna send it.
See, so very simple. Radius is 30. I hope there's nobody who has any doubt in that now, right? What about the
Yes, Miss.
center? So Huda actually already asked me about the signs. So the two directions which are given are south. South means down. Down means negative y. Yes or no?
Yes.
So can I say my k is going to be negative 4? K is
Yes.
corresponding to y, right? So it's negative
Yes.
4. Because it is south, going down. Down means negative y. Similarly, if I go west, means I'm going on the negative side of the x-axis. Do you all agree?
Yes.
So can I say my h will also be negative? So
Yes.
my center as a number is both negative coordinates. When I plug in, there's only one equation of this lesson. I already told you this one. And when you plug in here, already there is x minus h, and your h and k both are negative. So minus of minus is
Positive.
that is the reason why when you put it in the equation, it becomes positive, even though the center had negative coordinates. So easy, right? So the
Yes.
only thing you girls need to be very, very careful of is your directions, is your sign, and not to make a sign mistake. Everybody's okay with this?
Yes.
So easy. Let's move on. Anybody wants to take a picture, put it in the chat for the ones who are absent so that they can do the notes.
Miss, I did.
Oh, you wonderful. So Zara has already done. Now let's come to another question. Now in this question also, you have to do the same thing as in you have to give the equation, but this time, can you see the graph is already given to help you?
Yes.
Is the center given? Raise your hand or open your mic and tell me the center, please. What are the coordinates of the center on the graph?
Minus 3 and 1.
Very good. Everybody is able to see that. This is the center. It's the point in the middle, in the center of the circle, right? Now, is this radius given to you?
No.
To write the equation of the circle, let's write the equation. Same equation which you already used for the last question. To get this equation nicely, we need two things. We need center, which is given. So I know my h and k. If you want, I can put it here. So minus of minus is plus. K is 1. So I know this, right? What I don't know?
The radius.
The radius. So let's find the radius. Now to help you girls find the radius, there's another point given. Can you see this x comma y point?
Yes.
How much is x?
2.
How much is y?
-1.
Can I plug in these x and y here in this equation and get my r?
Yes.
Let's do that. Everybody take out your calculators. I want you to plug in x and y and tell me what do you get. What's the value of r square? Give me r square first, and then we'll go to r. How much is r square?
$29.
Miss 29.
Let's check. Perfect. So clap for yourself. 29 is the correct answer for r square. There's a option to virtually clap for your friends. You know that, right? Over the chat. Like not actually, but over the chat. You can do that. Okay. Very nice. So r square you have got. Now, can I say the final answer we have got? Because the only thing that I did not have was the radius. So let's now plug in another same equation. See, if you see no new thing in this lesson, only one equation, plus we use it every time. Same equation I use, just now I put in place of r squared 29. Can you see the green answer, the last line?
Yes.
That completes the question. Easy or no?
So must the answer is 29 or the square of 29?
The answer is the equation. And in the equation, do you have r or r square? You only tell me, Uda.
The square.
It's good to write 29 directly without the square root. Okay? Because in the formula, in the equation, directly it is x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square equal to r square. So just replace r square with 29. That's your answer. The whole equation. Okay? Now, if the same question comes in your ministry exam in the online with the option A, B, C, D, and they ask you what is the value of radius, not the equation, just the value of radius, then what should be your answer?
Square 29?
Square root 29. And I hope that no girl in this class will do the mistake to give minus square root 29 as the answer, because if you know radius is a distance, it can never be negative, right? We'll only choose positive sign. Okay, wonderful. So now I would want you to try one question for me right now. This is your classwork, and this one you can try as a homework. So put in the chat for your friends and take 3 minutes to solve A part. Let's do the A part right now.
Miss, so if he asks about the radians, it will be the square root.
Only the value of radius, square root. If it asks the whole equation, then you directly put r square. Okay?
Okay, Miss.
For A part, you write in your notebook 2 equations. Which one will you use? 1 or 2? What is the center of circle A? Sarah, can you tell me? Sarah, Fozia, anybody? What are the coordinates of the center for A circle?
0 and 0.
0 and 0. So which equation will you use? Number 1, number 2?
Number 1.
Number 2.
Number 2, because in number 2, the center is origin. And can you see the center is origin here? So directly, I can use this equation, not to go for the big one. Use the small one, okay? So how much is r square for this? Anybody got it?
Miss 26. Square root of 26.
R square will be 26, right? And radius is square root. So we just need r square. So can we directly put
Yes.
26? So this should be your equation, right?
Yes.
Everybody got what Huda got? What did she do? She do 1 square plus 5 square. That's what you did?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's your r square. Perfect. This is so easy, right? I repeat very quickly, if the center is 0, 0, directly use this. Don't go to the other equation. If the center is something else, not 0, 0, then you go for this equation which you wrote. Am I clear? Difference is okay?
Yes.
Yeah, just note down the homework, take a picture, put in the chat for the girls who are not here, and let's now proceed for the next example. I
Miss?
want a reader.
Miss, I have a question.
Yes.
Do we have to take the square root of the radius to get rid of the square?
Can you repeat your question?
Miss, when we get the radius, we have to take the square root, right?
No need. If the question will ask you to find the radius for MCQ, okay, only then you take square root. If the question is like this, the one that you see on the board, it says directly write the equation for the graph. It did not ask you for radius, right? So in
Yes.
the equation, if you observe, my dear, there is only r square, no r. That means you did not take the square root for the equation. Okay?
Okay, Miss.
Wonderful. So let's now proceed. I need somebody who has not read till now to read this one for me. And then I explain. Anyone can just unmute and read.
Miss me Huda.
Okay.
Write an equation given a diameter. Write an equation for a circle in the endpoints of the diameter are at 3, -3, and 1, 5.
Okay, now before we do this question, I want to ask you, my dear girls, what do you know by about diameter? And how can I get the center or the radius from the diameter? Think.
So miss, the diameter is like times 2 the radius. Double the radius.
Very good, right. So can I say if I want to find the radius, I will first find the diameter? If I get the length of the diameter, can I divide by 2 get radius for this question?
Yes.
Repeat. See, for an equation of the circle, I already told you, you only need 2 things. What? Center, and second thing, radius. So radius will come from the diameter, as Huda correctly said. Diameter is 2 times the radius. So can I say radius will be length of diameter divided by 2? Everybody can see what I'm writing, right?
Yes.
Okay, now in this question, what is given to you? You are given the end points of the diameter. So if I draw a rough figure for you, just look at what I'm drawing. I'm drawing a circle, then I'm drawing the diameter. Now, do you all know diameter passes through center? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
So this is like my end point. So for example, the first point is 3 minus 3, the next is 1 comma 4. Now, if I ask you, listen to my question carefully, I'm changing color of my pen at the moment. If I want you to give me the coordinates x comma y, or better I should write h comma k, just 1 minute, because the formula says h comma k, so better. So if I'm using h comma k, right, the center, and I ask you, dear girls, C is the center which is lying in the middle of the endpoints of the diameter. I know A, I know B, I know the values of the coordinates of the endpoints of the diameter. How or what formula should I use for center? Do you know any property, formula, anything? Anybody?
Miss, can we add them and then divide by 2 or no?
Very good, that's right. But why do you do that, Huda? You are right.
Because Miss, to get first of all to take B minus A, final minus the initial point, and then divide by 2 to get the radius.
Actually, you're not subtracting, you're adding. Can I say the center of the circle is in the middle of the diameter? Would you agree to that, Huda and others?
Yes.
Yes, and it is coming
Yes.
from the picture also. See, if you don't even know this, then it's coming from the picture. How? This is the center, this is any point. Can I say this is radius?
Yes.
A and C. Can I say this is radius? So can't I say
Yes.
C is in the middle? It's the midpoint, right?
Yes.
So the center is the midpoint of the diameter. So can I just use my midpoint formula, the same like what I think Huda said? So you add both and divide by 2. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
If I know my coordinates, can you give me quickly the center? Use your calculator. I need the center, h comma k. How much is h?
2.
Okay, and how much is k?
1.
Everybody got the center? Easy?
Yes, Miss.
So if you
Yes.
want to write in your notebook so that you don't forget, you can write this line not given in your book. That center is the midpoint of the endpoints of diameter. Can I say I use this for this step? If you think you will
Yes.
forget, please write this along with the formula for midpoint, this one. I again put a star so that you know it's important. So whenever in a ministry question, you have a question where you need to write the equation of a circle, you need to find center, you need to find radius, and the diameter endpoints are given, you will always go for midpoint formula. Is this step okay?
Yes.
So we got our h, we got our k. What is remaining now? What is
The
remaining to
R.
What
find?
is the equation?
To get the equation, we now just need the radius. And as Huda said correctly a few minutes back, that radius is diameter divided by 2. So now let's go to step 2 and find the length of the diameter. I will use these 2 points, 3 comma minus 3, 1 comma 5. So which formula do you use to find distance? You remember from previous class? What is the distance formula? You know this formula, right? Can you all see the distance
Yes.
formula?
Yes.
In this distance formula, we already know the coordinates. How much is x1? How much is x1, the first point? This. How much is x2? 1. How much is y1? Minus 3. How much is y2? 5. Do you know all the numbers? Can I put them here to
Yes.
get the length of the diameter? Please find for me. Use calculator. Give me the diameter that you get.
Miss, you want decimal or?
You give me like square root of a number. No decimal, please.
2 square root of 17.
Square root 68. Did you get this?
No.
You get 2 square root 17. That's also okay. Perfect. No wrong.
Okay.
That's right. This is your diameter. So now see, 2 square root 17 will make your life easier. This is the diameter. What do you want? Radius. So what should I do? What should I do with this?
Divided by 2.
Can I say the radius will be square root 17? 2 cancel, right? So how much is the radius?
Square root of 17.
Now, do we need radius or do we need radius square for the equation?
Radius square.
Can I remove square root and just say 17? Right?
Yeah.
So now you put everything in your equation. You know the center, you know the radius. So can I say this is going to be my final answer? The equation. Everybody agrees? H comma k we know from step 1, it is 2 comma 1. The radius we know from this step, r square is 17. So I plug in all the values in this and I get my equation. Understood? Is this clear?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So this was your example 3. Now you will try one for me. Do the first one right now in your notebook as classwork. I'm going to give you 3 minutes. Put a picture in the chat later for the girls who are absent for the homework. How much time we have before your prayer break, girls?
10 minutes.
Okay, so we'll stop on this slide. We have another class after the prayer, right? So we will continue that time, okay?
Yes.
So just do the A part and B part is your homework.
Miss,
Yes?
does it matter if the endpoint was on the left or on the side, or can I switch them?
See, for distance, it will not make any problem. Now, the only mistake that you should not do, I know what you're asking. See, you can take, you mean to ask that you can take x1 this or this, anything, right?
Yes.
So take like this, for example. For example, you take like this, okay? Even if you would have switched the two, it will not make a difference. But the only mistake you should not do is that when you are taking the midpoint formula and you take 7, you should take -1. You should not take -8. Do you get me? If you
Yes,
do
miss.
midpoint and you take 7 plus -1 over 2, that's also correct. Or if you take -1 before, 7 later, divide, it's also correct. But if you take with 7 any other number, 6 minus 8, wrong. Do you understand?
Yes, miss. Thank you.
So that's important. Distance formula, order is not important because in distance formula you have square. Negative sign will not come for the radius. Quick. Once you're done, tell me. Put your answers in the chat. Okay, girls, I will be stopping here for some time because it's your prayer time now. From 12:30 to 12:40. When you come back, we will start from this slide, okay? We'll discuss this question, we'll check your answers, and then we'll go on further. So now you can take your time, exit the meeting, pray and come back. I will stop the recording.